everybody. Welcome back to Downtime Activities, and welcome back to the Curian Empire, our Epic 6 D&D campaign. Last time...
Okay, what if instead of Romans, they're aliens?
Oh, God.
It was very hard to start this recording. We got derailed more than once. That might continue to pop up over the course of it. When in the last episode, you guys waylaid a military courier, as well as destroyed a bridge.
Expertly, I might add.
That was being used.
Now, mind you, my dwarven eyes didn't see shit, so that's not to say that we were not seen doing this. But it was at night.
They didn't stop us.
So,
you guys have kind of have something of a list of other loose objectives, or at least suggestions, and you've kind of just been cut loose to do what good you can for the Golden Claws.
We have done 2 of them.
Slow them down is kind of our overarching objective.
Yeah.
And we kind of have 3 major objectives underneath that.
Also, apparently murder them all, but that's fine.
We can sneak into a Legion base and poison the water supply and steal some plans. That's also an objective.
How good is everybody at sneaking?
You're
very good, right?
I have a +3 in stealth.
You're +2.
4.
So we're all like solid to goodish, but none of us are like exceptional.
None of us are like, I am the knight.
None of you are rogues.
None of us are rogues.
Also, didn't take the spell that helps with that, so... Also, don't
Me
think you
neither.
can get that one.
That's how Trace is a 2nd level spell as well.
Huh. Maybe I can take it.
I don't know if that's why. Anyway,
I don't know if it's worth the 2nd level spell. It's a great spell.
it's really
Yes.
good. I'm not sure how we go about doing this. He doesn't know this, but from previous experience, I do have some concerns about sneaking into Imperial complexes. If I don't have a city to go Iron Man running through to lose them with my marathon running capabilities, then
And you have a
Don't know
horse
the chances.
instead now.
yeah.
Unfortunately, they also have horses.
And it's hard to flee and lose somebody in a desert if you're both moving at roughly the same speed.
The only difference is now we have things to stop them from chasing, or at least slow them down. Yeah, we might have to be a little bit stealthier than normal.
Probably another one of those plans where we try to execute this at night.
Probably.
We definitely did that last time.
Well, first things first, let's try and approach the siege. Probably not from the main path, and just get a lay of what it looks like.
Yeah. Is there like an overlooking area that we could see?
Yeah, I mean, you could start heading that direction and see if you could. Look at
So
some-
we've at least
it'll be a
broken
couple
down
days
one of
to
the bridges. Was that the main bridge we needed to?
That
Yeah,
was the
only
bridge they
bridge.
wanted you to
The
destroy.
bridge.
Okay.
The bridge. We got one courier missive intercepted. We broke the bridge down. And they were like, anything you can do to slow them down or hamper their sieging efforts, or any information we can gather. So, stealing any plans or...
And I'll also
information from
say
their
this
camp.
is an extra 4 days, so we have about 16 ounces of...
No, because you had 10.5 ounces.
Or 4...
Yeah,
Just the
gonna
trip.
It's going to be another 2 or 3 days to get back up to the city.
If it's just 4 more days, you just missed
Yeah.
the decimal point. It's 1.6.
No, whatever. You guys know my point.
We've probably got
We have enough.
between 10 and 16 ounces of poison.
We have
Yes.
a soda can.
We have a soda can
And a
and...
soda can of poison.
Yeah. Soda can and like a little bit of extra.
So you 2 are sneakier than me. You're the most sneaky. But we're all fairly close. It's all going to come down to die rules.
And the problem is,
If we get caught doing this
I'm basically doing this,
at night, that's a good point.
which I don't have a problem with, and I just need to find a light as a target. And so,
Damn it.
What?
I should have taken the armor off one of those fucking guys. I could pass as an Imperial soldier. I'm too pretty, but...
We
That's
definitely burned those bodies. So
and then threw them in a hole and buried them. What if we get me some armor, I'm pretty charming. I could come in and be like, yes, deception's not my forte, but I can just be nice to people and act like I belong.
Literally, deception
Jerry,
and intimidation are my
Jerry,
forte.
I'm having real Sergio flashbacks. So,
Same here.
I have a plan.
I have a plan.
Wait for my signal.
He cuts a strip into like a tent.
First, I need to find some soup.
So deception,
There's no windows.
Deception and intimidation is literally my forte. But
I cannot do.
You
I
can't
am
pass as an
Kenrock.
Imperial soldier.
Yeah.
I have
I
a
mean,
negative
you
to
would know
deception
there
and
are-
intimidation.
like, most of the Kenra armies are somewhere up here fighting. Because they are part of the Empire.
Let's try and get like off the main road, find a roundabout way, and just like get a good view of what we see. And you're not passing off as anything.
No, I'll literally have to be sneaking, like to go
Yeah.
poison whatever.
But I feel like I could probably
Like
do all right.
this
at
is probably gonna. They always say, don't split the party. This might be a plan where we might have to split the party.
That's fine. Always split the party. It's fine. Gives more
lying isn't my
opportunity.
strong suit either. I'm more persuasive and intimidating than I am deceptive, which makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can... It'll take a couple days to get to the city of Borena, but you can totally...
Head that way?
Give me just sort of basic stealth checks to try and just find a place to kind of overlook the siege a little bit.
11.
Ooh, 21?
14.
Yeah, you guys can...
I was born for stealth. Forget the costume
It's
idea.
you're kind of you're kind of at a distance, but you can totally find a spot to at least see the city and see some of the Legion encamped around it.
If we're looking at something that's lit up even moderately well anyways, I'm gonna be fine because that's the target we're going to. The only thing is, I can be snuck up pretty easily, but unless we're spotted, I think we'll be fine if we sneak.
Yeah. The big question. From looking at this camp, is there obvious? Is it obvious where their water supply is?
Not from out here.
No, we'd have to go in.
Not over the wall.
Well, that means if we can't see anything, it's more than likely underground and internal, so I would assume a wall.
Or it's just delivered and dispersed and in casks or whatever. Or they have a well that's surrounded by tents or something. I think getting in and wandering around might be our best bet.
Yeah.
We just need to come up with if we get spotted, reason why we're
Do we see
there.
Kenra soldiers here? Or is it mostly...
It seems to mostly be Curians. Give me perception checks to see sort of like just how much detail you pick out.
Prepare.
12.
12.
Where'd the army
You
go?
got sand in your eyes. You're like laying on a
I hate
hilltop watching,
sand.
and a little breeze kicks up, and you just get sand.
I
in your
hate
eyes.
sand. It's coarse. It gets everywhere.
We're gonna owe people money by the end of this.
You two suspect that there's
Mickey Mouse.
probably
Gonna come.
somewhere around 5,000 Curian soldiers here, and probably another 3,000 Kenra.
Hot damn.
Fuck.
We really don't
We could
know.
take them on.
You find a narrow enough hallway, and come at me one at a time.
I'll run out of maneuvers pretty fast, but I got pretty high AC.
My plan is to open up a
Statistically
hole in the ground, jump in that hole, and then cover myself.
Right now, just because you're scared? Or
No, just if we get caught.
Bury
Yeah.
yourself alive. A fine plan.
Never suspected.
I mean, we probably can't poison 5,000 people with a soda can. of
No, we
poison.
can't.
But if we could find an officer's tent, like a commanding officer's tent, and poison them.
Yeah. Problem is the commanding officer's tent's probably in the heart of this outpost.
Even just sneaking in and stealing information, though.
The other thing would just be anything that everyone would be in contact with a lot. Could be showers, could be I would say like food if they have.
See,
a
but
massive-
if I had done acid, the showers would make sense.
First of all, what do you guys mean the showers? What are you talking about showers? Well, they have like a plumbing system. They got shower
What
trailers that their semis hauled out here. There's no showers. And second of all, why are you trying to replace their water reservoir and their showers with acid, you monster?
Weren't you the one that was like, we need to kill all of them? We're gonna
We
make
need to give them
poison
all
for
diarrhea.
babies.
And foul gut issues.
What?
And kill their general.
Hey, at least they die a little bit faster with acid than they do poison.
Well, it really depends on the poison. The poison would probably be.
Poison
certainly
for
be quicker.
Cusco. Cusco's poison.
The acid probably wouldn't even kill them. Like, most acid is not like it touches your skin, you're like, I'm dead. It would, like, horribly acid scar them, and they'd be in pain the rest of their
I
lives.
just say, more effective than the poison.
I vote that we try and sneak in there and get some information.
Shit.
Maybe poison the general.
So, what is our objective in there, and what is our cover in there?
Objective 1. Find a person of importance. Make them drink a can of poison.
Drink this. Run!
Or some number of people, or some location where, like, officers frequent and do, like, a wine bottle with a good amount of
He's like, we've got the poison. We're not leaving.
We're
here
using the
with
poison! Objective 2.
Catapult out
We
at
find
someone.
somewhere with troop movements, information,
Ooh.
siege plans, and we still
I have an idea.
information.
So, find
We
plans.
set a diversion somewhere. I could use the alchemy jug to get lantern oil. Is it
I think
oil?
we get oil, yeah.
Get oil. Find a spot that we could realistically set off a good blaze. While they're going to deal with that, while a good number of them go to deal with that, it clears the way for you two to sneak in and gather information, poison commander.
We don't necessarily need the distraction, though, if we can get
We also
uniforms.
technically don't need the oil. I have some stuff that you can be cost.
I mean, I also have stuff that can do that. I'm just saying.
I'm not using my cask of fine wine for that, I'll tell you that.
Well,
That's probably back.
Magic
It also
users
probably
here.
wouldn't burn.
so I'm just saying because with the way I'm rolling tonight, I don't have a lot of faith in my stealth rolls. So if I could set off a diversion somewhere, and then you guys, we have like some sort of cue if things go south.
Run!
Man, I'm running. Never gets old. I love it. I think step 1 is we just like try and sneak and steal some uniforms, so that him and I can move through there. Like, it'll help us with if we get caught sneaking around.
Do we have an idea on what like the Kenras would be wearing for him? Like if they were.
I mean, they're not wearing Curian uniforms. They would have like their own
Sure.
like issued armor and stuff.
Like, if somebody,
Which
maybe the
war
person who's the best at stealth, could go in there and sneak in and snag an armor set or two.
Boy, I can sure try.
Even just like whatever they wear underneath, like their whatever the generic skirted toga sort of thing they wear underneath their armor.
The linen tunic.
Yeah, their kind of tunic that they would, because not everyone's on duty in their armor.
Right, what are the chances I can walk in and ask to borrow it?
Not likely.
I mean, you could act like a servant, try and find the like laundry tent, like a camp hangabout. But how deceptive are you?
Decent. Everything, very good. Intimidation, very, very high. So.
I don't have anything in deception.
I mean,
or
yeah.
intimidation.
I'm not deceptive. I'm
I can-
persuasive.
I
and
can try to
intimidating,
sneak
but-
in and find stuff. If I run into someone, hopefully not, then I can try and convince them or kill them. It's just
I don't want you to have to do like a soul mission, but if we could get like some tunics to walk around in and try and blend, that could be our best bet.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Out of darkness.
Okay, waiting for nighttime.
Yeah. More of an opportunity when I see the least amount of people around that area.
Okay, just give me a perception check to spot a good moment, and then give me a stealth check to go for it.
Can I make a perception check to try and spot any guards that might be in like on patrols
Sure.
to help point out to him before he leaves where we're hiding?
Sure.
Perception is 20.
Nice.
What was the other one?
Stealth.
That
6.
There's gods everywhere.
That's a 15 for the dwarf.
There are.
Asim, be careful. There's lots of guards.
Stealth was a 19.
Okay, yeah, you can totally
You
pick a
guys
good
stealing
time where it
some
seems
dude's
like there's
Snickers for me. I feel so bad.
Used.
Some dude's fucking
where, yeah,
coveralls.
You can absolutely get like
Oh, God.
find a good moment where like it seems like there's a decent space between patrols, and you can kind of eyeball at least an okay route in, and you can dart into the shadows and you can definitely get into the camp pretty easily.
Okay.
Once you're in the camp, sections of the camp are better lit, with like oil lamps and stuff. And there are still a lot of people here, and even at night there are quite a few people moving around. Some of them are servants, some of them are soldiers. So I'm gonna need another stealth check to try and find a laundry tent or anything like that, and a perception check as well.
20 on the stealth.
The stealth is very good.
And you said another perception?
Mm-hmm.
The same 20.
Sheesh.
I rolled that the exact same number.
You managed to extremely quietly find not necessarily a single laundry tent, but you're able to find pieces of gear left out to dry, both Kenra and Curian, at kind of a couple different points of the camp that you can just it's just take this.
Is he able to find pieces of armor at all, or is it all clothing?
He could walk off with armor. You could walk off with armor if you want. It kind of depends on what you're going for here. You can definitely get linen tunics, both Curian and Kenra style. The main difference being the Kenra ones don't have sleeves.
Gotcha. You guys say you wanted armor ones or just basic ones?
He wants armor ones. I can't wear anything.
He can't sneak in with the gear.
Yeah, I literally have to be sneaky. Is just all I can do.
I'll do one armor for him, basic one for me then.
Okay.
And then should I grab anything
No.
for you at all?
There's nothing you can grab for me that would be helpful for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess if that's it, the only other thing is to scout good areas.
Give me one more stealth check to make it back out of the camp.
Ooh, that one is a 14.
14? Okay. You're able to make it back out.
Cool.
Alright.
Got these. That wasn't too bad.
Can I roll a perception? Is
Bit
there,
small, but I think it'll work.
How close are we to are there horses just kind of scattered around, or is
Sure,
there
roll a perception check. You can roll perception checks just for...
That's a 21.
21. Looking for horses in particular, it seems that all of the cavalry's horses are being kept in one area of the camp.
Okay.
And it's
You gotta scatter.
it's kind of on the far it's not quite on the far side of the
took
city
out their
from where you
entire
guys
cavalry
are,
regiment.
but it's not on the same side.
The entire thing.
it
They're
seems
all
to be
on
another
foot.
area.
So
What
if I were,
brave
let's say if I
soldiers.
were to, instead of sneaking in with them, if I were to just take my horse and kind of ride along the far outskirts of the camp to go to the opposite side to get closer to the horses, could I do that realistically?
You could get closer to the horses. The horses themselves aren't right on the edge of the camp.
That's fine. I just if I could get closer to the horses.
Yeah, you definitely get closer.
I'm excited to see what you come up with to hamper things. I guess the two of us are going to try and sneak back into the camp,
Okay.
and we'll start looking around for stuff.
Yeah.
But under the guise of belonging.
Yeah.
What kind of armor is it? I guess you can tell me specifics if we get found out and I have to try and find it.
Just
hopefully I
do
don't.
an
Also,
AC calc.
just roll me a percent out of that.
Percentile?
Because
Stop shit on
you are not really an average size.
I told him
He was
it's a little
very
small. I tried to warp it around a
It's a
bit.
little tight across
85.
the chest. It fits pretty well.
Hey.
It doesn't fit perfectly,
Big feller.
but it fits pretty
Must
well.
have been a big fella.
I will say there was no one in there
Smart.
that was shredded
It's-
like you.
You feel like it's a little short, but it's not too narrow.
Okay.
You get a belly.
I'm wearing belly button armor. Shows off my piercing.
Something I
Are
never
you
wanted
riding
to
that
know.
as a cannon?
No, I'm not. My rambunctious youth
Okay,
got it
and
on a dare.
both of you can give me stealth checks with advantage, and can give me perception checks. And then Jerry, if you want to try and sneak in the horses, you can give me a stealth check.
Regular perception, I assume.
Yeah.
Woohoo! 18 on the stealth, crit on the perception.
Nice.
That's a 13 for stealth.
Okay.
22 on stealth, 18 perception.
22 on stealth, 18 perception. Okay.
And just in case,
sneaky boy.
just in case I get caught, I'm gonna have
Woo,
Shillelagh
good ass.
active,
Okay. Totally fine.
just as a backup.
You're making more noise than you'd like, but you don't really think anybody's noticed.
Because it's probably like loud over there.
It is,
okay.
and like most of their attention seems more focused towards the city, and they're like on the lookout for large groups of individuals, not like
A
not
4'2",
single dwarf.
not a 4'2" dwarf.
A 4'2" dwarf. 4'2" dwarf.
A 4'2"
4'2" dwarf.
A 4'2" dwarf.
So like you're able to get into kind of the edge of the horse pen.
Okay.
You guys are able to quite easily find collections of sort of finer tents, what seem to be command tents and like officers' tents, and like sort of the whole like officers' area of the camp. You're able to find really quite easily, and nobody takes any notice of the two of you at all as you're sort of working your way through the camp.
Never been happier to go unnoticed. So we can basically start mentally mapping locations, but
Yeah.
where to go?
I think we try and murder somebody. Try and poison a general or something, right?
We did not.
Does it look like there's any
clarify
forces of
who
importance
has the poison.
here? Like
Well, one of us.
Give me a perception check.
That's a 5 or
It's hard to tell. Most of them, they're definitely cavalry horses.
okay.
At least the vast majority of them. There are some what seem to be kind of supply horses or like just like work mounts, but it's hard to tell. Like there's no
I wish I brought
there's
the
no
cask
like
and find
single
mine.
horses that you can pick out.
Because if we poison the
This
Shelly
looks
cask
like
and
a
find mine, I
general
could have been like,
source.
Okay.
Offer
recent, like recent shipment.
And is
they
their
had
pen-
a
is it, like,
special
closed
include
or is
for
it
the
open?
General,
It's closed.
and like brought
Okay.
that in, but I definitely wouldn't have brought the cask of fire
Wow.
with me. Should
I have my idea. Shall I execute mine, or do you guys want to go first?
do your thing. We're still thinking.
So I realized I have a cantrip that I would like to use.
Okay.
I'm going to use the thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy.
I'm gonna use it to
What an
open.
excellent cantrip.
I'm going to use it to open the door,
You can do that. Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to use sacred flame and set fire to the whole thing, so the horses all flee from the barn.
Sure.
Just fire to try and spook them.
Yeah.
Do you assume that
So
with
like
the distraction
kind of
that
both
we check
hands pointing in
through
different directions,
tents
like
and
where
look
I
for
can.
stuff?
Well, yeah,
Uh,
and
try
you can
and
you
kill
can do
people?
like you can do
Search for
thaumaturgy
stuff,
first.
try and kill
Yeah. So like I'll
Set traps.
Yes.
I'll open the door and then
Bury
fire
someone's
like
tent
what
because that'd
I
be
can
hilarious.
guess.
Okay,
Like the
just roll me percent on the dice. Just see how well the fire catches right
I
away.
think we try and sneak
Um,
into like whatever the biggest best tent is. After,
And then if you're
It's
trying to
still
get
nightfall?
back out
Yeah,
quietly,
it's still nightfall.
it'll be a stealth check.
Okay.
Or unless you want to just run hellbent for leather or something, that's it's kind of.
It is still night.
that is an
right?
89.
That fire's catching awful well. Awful lot of hay and dry feed in here.
The moment
And you're in the desert.
that fire happens, I'm gone. Like I'm running like a
You're,
bat
you're
out of
just you're just running.
because that fire's got to be quick, and I'm not about to try and be stealthy in this.
You do like you make it a ways before you hear yelling about the fire. You hear somebody yelling like kind of yelling your direction, but like by that point there's just so much going on that like you're not necessarily being cornered by soldiers right away.
Yeah, I'm gonna book it to Rapidash and go back to
our meeting point.
yeah.
Circle back around. I think we want to try and sneak into whatever the biggest, nicest tent is.
Okay.
Assuming that's where someone important is.
Yeah.
The biggest dickest tent.
The
Yeah,
biggest, biggest tent.
The hope is that guy is leaving or gone, but if he's not,
Well, the question is he notified of the fire?
That's what I'm here for. if I get caught sneaking into his tent.
There's a fire.
Just give me just roll me a d20 for luck.
Oh, okay. 16.
16.
Pretty
Good luck.
Pretty good luck.
The biggest tent seems to be a
Biggest.
command tent.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be like. It doesn't really seem to be like occupied at the moment.
Perfect.
But it also doesn't seem to be like anybody's quarters.
Okay.
It
I
just
think we
seems
get
to be
information from there, though.
Search.
Yeah.
It just seems to be a command tent. I guess it doesn't seem to be occupied. Like there's no lights within, but there are 2 guards standing. They're just regular soldiers. They don't seem to be necessarily like special troops of any kind.
Do you think you rank higher than them to tell them to bugger off?
Looking at my armor and looking at theirs, do I buy the same?
Give me a knowledge check.
Okay. Just straight intelligence?
Yep.
Okay. 18!
18.
18!
You're fairly certain
That's 'cause I can roll on that.
from what your brothers told you that wearing the armor you're wearing, you probably couldn't tell these guys to fuck off.
Okay.
How do they start to notice like the ruckus going on by the?
Nobody on like their side of the camp.
Oh,
like
okay.
the word hasn't quite because this camp is surrounding an entire city.
Oh yeah.
The word hasn't quite gotten over there yet.
I mean, one of us could distract and the other could sneak in.
Yeah. Do you think you could get away with like cutting your way into the tent somewhere that they can't see you?
Could certainly try.
I can try to distract.
Would you rather me distract or would you rather distract?
I have a lot of alternate ways, but I'm not very sneaky with them. So some of these can be kind of rough. How close is this tent to everything else?
There's quite a few other tents around. You're like kind of in the middle of the camp.
Okay.
Because you might be able to just kind of dash in behind them if they're turned and looking at me.
Yeah.
If I come from like one side.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or we could act like we're dropping something off to be put in there, but we'd have to have something pretty legitimate.
I got an ornate golden chalice.
The general wants his special sippy cup in there for the meetings tomorrow.
Hey, technically we could poison that and go leave it in there, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to
He wouldn't just be like, strange new goblet filled with Mr. Liquid. Don't mind if I do. I'm thinking either we try...
we can figure out how.
Just because how clustered everything is, cutting in, it could be pretty easy to get caught, I feel like. Because it'd take a while to like, cut a big enough hole in the side of a tarp like that.
I can drop.
Can we like slide underneath these tents? Are they staked pretty tight down?
You might be able to slide under it, but it's kind of the same thing. Like it would take some doing.
Okay. I mean, we could keep watch, wait for a good moment, and try and do that, and not kill the
open up a
guards.
hole underneath it.
You could use mold earth to make a little divot to crawl under.
Drop
A
that.
dimple in the floor. There's a divot in the floor, if you will. A dimple more than much, yes? I think that's a brilliant
One of the times the Erkson started saying something and then just confused himself.
Happens more often than I like to admit.
Yeah, I guess we're
We're
gonna
gonna kind of wait for a good moment.
real quick, drop it
Try
into a
and
pit, covering it.
Slide in and...
Okay. Give me stealth checks.
Do we have advantage still, or is this just straight stealth?
This will just be straight stealth.
Crit!
20.
Nice.
22 with the crit. Man, the dice have really been
Like,
nice up to this point.
In a
Yeah.
maneuver that feels like you've practiced it before, you're like standing there. You're like standing there next to the tent, you know, with the sort of like nice night out this evening. You're like a couple of guys walk by,
Lovely
and then it's
evening.
just like hole in the ground, slip under the hole into the tent. It feels clean. It feels smooth.
Hot damn.
You're now inside a tent, and you're now outside a tent.
Cool.
Dig around and look for goodies in
Okay,
here.
give me an investigation.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Here's where we sneak the guy who's an idiot to investigate something.
It's fine.
And here's a crit fail -1 for a total of 0.
Man, there ain't shit in here.
Documents and maps. And so many documents and so many maps that you have no fucking clue what's important and what's like the latrine duty.
Is there
roster.
any sort of like satchel or container in here?
There'd be a couple of like chests.
Chest or trunks.
Some of both.
Okay. I'd like to get one of the smaller ones, and I'm just going to arbitrarily look at whichever pile seems the most important and slide that into this closet.
The chest is full.
Oh, what's in it? Okay.
Locked.
Oh.
Shit. Can't go breaking it.
Don't go break in my chest. I couldn't quietly. I look for another small chest.
It also is full, but it seems to be full of more maps and documents and a scroll.
New strategy. Whichever one of these small carryable chests that's locked, that seems the nicest. Like it's the best quality chest. I would like to steal that one.
Okay.
I'd like to pick that one up. I'd like to go back over to the corner and like lightly kick the bottom of the tent where he was at.
Okay.
And I'd like to slither out through that hole.
I've got.
Percent roll?
What did you just steal? Yeah, you know what, Brandon, you're right.
Percentile roll. Let's see.
Number of importance.
Okay.
It's like a 10, so it's literally the latrine duties.
Fuck.
Why did they lock this? They don't want people sneaking in and editing it so they don't ever get latrine duty. They have to put it under lock and key.
These all just say Julius. I don't remember only putting Julius on.
Oh
the
yeah,
scene.
let's roll for it. Julius.
It's always me. Picks up his shovel.
Is it worth me trying to get in here?
I'm going to come out and I'm going to say, there are so many documents in there. I couldn't tell what was important. I looked at the fanciest thing I could find it to.
Do you think you can hide that until we leave?
Is there any like linens or like sacks or things about
Sure.
next to a tent?
You could get some linens.
I would like to slide it into a potato sack and then hold that under my arm like I'm carrying supplies of some sort. Just so it doesn't look like a fancy chest.
I guess I try and get in there.
Let's keep an eye out for you if you want. If you want to see if you can find anything, but there's so much in there. I just grabbed the best thing I could. There, I couldn't tell you what's in there.
I'll give it a shot. I'm gonna try.
Okay.
What do I need?
It'll just be an investigation to try and find something of any value.
Crit.
Okay.
I get out with the fucking latrine
22.
report. This man's fucking
So there are.
steals the Emperor's social security card.
I think I found something important. Plans to rule the world.
And the key to the Emperor's house.
And a map to where the Emperor's going to be on this exact day in like 3
Wait
weeks.
to get into this chest.
There are a lot of maps and documents here. There are a lot of reports. Like supply missives. There is a lot of stuff here. But there are, amongst sort of all of this, there are maps that show sort of like in progress attack plans for the city, as well as like the defense plans for the camp and like the defenses that they built around the siege camp.
Okay.
As well as like you'd be able to find fairly accurate troop numbers, even breaking down like types of troops and numbers.
Well, I definitely
There's a
messed
lot of
up
stuff
their
like that.
cavalry a little bit.
That's true.
Which is
Slowing
very
them
useful.
down.
Slowing them down. And I just saved Julius a day of latrine duty.
Is there any kind of pack?
Someone stole the latrine duty roster. Who's that one guy who's really good at it? Just get him to do it until we get this sorted out.
Julius, I think. Damn it, guys! Every time! All the time! Why is it always
Is there any
me?
kind of pack or bag that I'd be able to fit some kind of chunk?
I
of
don't
this
think so.
into?
I didn't see one in
I mean, you'd be able to find like something to shove a bunch of documents into. It's not necessarily going to be like, if it if it is like a leather satchel or something, it's not going to be anything particularly like subtle. Like you'd probably be walking with a like
Pretty recognizable.
A purse with a bunch of linen, or with a bunch of
Gems.
parchment
Yeah.
shooting out of the sides
or
of it.
like a like marked like courier's satchel or like imperial courier satchel or something like that. Like it's not going to be anything like. There's no potato sacks in here
Right.
to just shove a bunch of documents.
Can you find the second potato sack?
Probably. I mean, just gotta get out with it. I mean, if they search my potato sack, they'll be confused.
You've been wanting somebody to serve you a potato sack this whole game.
I'm telling you, those women in the
Brothel really
in the
changed
brothel,
them.
they were trying to search my potato sack. Luckily, I was on the job.
Gross. I guess I'm gonna try and look at the ones that I think are the most important that I can grab by hand.
Okay. I mean, you'll be able to grab you can grab a decent amount of stuff. It's just like
Okay.
it's just kind of whether you think it's going to be more visible
It
carrying a bunch of
probably
documents
is.
by hand or
The only
shoving them
other
in
thing
a
I can think of
marked
doing
bag.
is putting them in that bag and carry them separately, almost like laundry, or just fucking booking it, which is entirely possible.
I mean, at this point, we've done very well. I still want to use that poison, but I don't know, some random trough of water and like kill a horse on accident. There's no like drinks or anything. Big casks that everyone's pouring from
you
out
can't
there,
see any
right?
drinks, but you are like in the middle of the like officers section of the camp. A lot of the tents around you are like quarters.
Do I notice anything else of relevance that I think would be like, oh, that's worth pointing out or grabbing?
Nothing just like at a casual glance. That seems to be the like the main stuff of import right now that catches your eye is stuff kind of directly related to the siege.
Okay. Then I'm gonna open up the pit to this and drop the papers down into this till
Okay.
use a mold earth, shit ton of sand in here, just make it super fucked up.
You're just making it dirty in here?
Just wait. When I leave, I'm like, there's a lot of shit that's missing now. There's gonna have to be some kind of thing that makes it look like some random shit happened. I only have two
like,
options.
fucking Julius broke in here, trying to steal the latrine duties, and he trashed the place. Send him to the stocks.
My two options are cutting a hole towards the back so it looked like shit flew out, or I can light a fire in this and we run.
I think if you just made it dirty and mixed up in there, it could. I mean, they're like a sandstorm centralized inside the tent happened.
These poor guards are gonna get bent over.
They're gonna get in trouble, and that's a
He's like,
sacrifice I am willing to make.
Some of you may die, but
Speaking
it's a
of
sacrifice.
fire, you are starting to smell smoke on the wind, and you are starting to
Smell
hear
smoke?
occasional like yells, sort of shouts of alarm, and
I am just
stuff
saying,
from elsewhere.
if there is a fire, we could blame it on a bunch of different shit that's happening. And that could also... It also might be worth getting rid of some of the other stuff that we can't carry. Because if there's plans that he's like, I'm not going to remember these, I have all these written down.
I think it's better if we leave as much as we can and it seems like it's lost, not stolen or burned, because then they'll keep with the same plan they had before. If you have like main plans, that they should just know. They don't probably need to they might need to rework specifics, but we want it to stay the same so that we can counter it the best. So I think just making it kind of dirty and fucked up in there, and it's just like those guards, I don't know, let a big gust of wind go through or something. Not that they can stop a gust of wind. But
Gust of wind, all that blows past them.
you do not have the clearance. I think that's our best
General's
bet.
gonna have my hide.
Yeah, I'm just going to make it...
We
make
are
it
not
dirty
to
as
let you blow in here unless.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make it dirty as shit in there.
Okay.
You know, make it look like stuff was tossed up, and yeah, I guess
Always
try
knew
and
you were
put
a
that in
tosser.
the back. Oh, what now?
What now?
All right. And yeah, try and
Churlish.
load it up in the bag or something that we can
It's
carry.
born.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. You can grab a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay. And do we find another potato sack he can shove it into?
You could find something.
Something. So you see it or see it?
Give me another set of stealth checks. This time without advantage. Now that you're like,
Doing something
Something
sketchy.
a little weird.
yeah. Now that you're acting a little odd.
Oh, still good.
17.
Still good. 20.
Sheesh.
The dice are being nice tonight. That is an 18 out of 16. Yes, 18. So 20.
Yes, you guys are you're able to make your way back to the outskirts of the city. The outskirts of the siege camp. The siege camp gets more and more active the farther you go.
Okay.
Just because word is pretty rapidly spreading about fire, stampeding horses, just a whole mess of chaos. They clearly suspect enemy agents, so they're like. It seems like a lot of like they're sending out a lot more guards,
Okay.
and like they're sort of upping patrols and stuff, trying to figure out what's going on.
Anyone who's like, oh, fire going on, go. Gotta get these supplies to where they're going, and we'll be right there to help put it out. Come on, Kinra dog. Let's get the fuck out of here.
It's less sketchier once you're inside, huh?
Do we see any wells or anything?
I knew I was gonna ask you.
Give me another D20 for luck.
You want it or
Oh,
me?
DM's die. DM's die's got to do it. No, the Brody die. It's the most likely to crit or crit fail. Come on. Oh, it was so close. 8.
8.
Not a one.
Look,
Wherever
this poison will only stay active for so long. Just like Azra, some dude is left to go fix it, just swap it with his mug.
Just go.
I mean,
Just go put this in
there
one.
are cook fires and stuff around.
Okay.
You know,
Just
with,
go
like,
put this in the
little bubbly
kitchen.
cauldrons
Label
on
it
and
like
stuff.
flavoring.
Spices.
MSG.
Ooh, flavor.
If we can find somewhere to put the poison that'll hurt them somehow, why
It's
not?
more of a problem than it is helping now. I can just catapult it into
You
someone's
could
face.
absolutely find something to pour it into that you're reasonably certain would be consumed.
Let's do that, because here's the thing. Even if we just like pour half the can into like one one stew on a fire, and another half into like, you know, a tub of water that's got like a scooping ladle next to it, like they have to now question every single thing they eat and drink if any of it's poison.
So either water or the number one thing that they eat.
I think just like any like drinking trough or cook fire that we run
Give
by.
me a stealth check to just try and quietly.
I think you had the poison, we'll say.
Put the poison into a
Ooh, that's not good. It is a 6.
6. So like the first like kind of like it's like perfect a cauldron of stew.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first thing as you're going to pour it in, a soldier sort of responding to all of the like yelling comes out of the tent right next to the cook fire and sees you like with a like
Questionable jar.
pouring something from a questionable jar into.
What all equipment do we have on us? Weaponry wise.
What did you bring?
Whatever would look normal. So probably like a longsword.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say my daggers for sake
Yeah.
of ease.
Okay. I mean, I'm nearby.
Yeah.
Do we? What's like the timing of this? Do I notice? Who gets to react first?
It depends on what you're trying.
What are you trying to do?
Yeah.
You could probably.
I'm gonna play it off like nothing. It's just like, how's it going? Stir.
He demands to know what you're doing.
And I'm going to act
whatever
like I
the
just.
hell this is.
I'm going to act
this.
like I just happen to be here, and then like look and walk over, hearing this
He'll
start.
He'll like. I mean, it's like he'll demand to know like what it is, where you got it, like.
No clue from a guy that cooks. I was told to put this in here.
He kind of sees you approaching and kind of like motions you over.
I'm going to set the supplies
right.
down and kind of set a hand on the blade and start walking over.
He pretty much just tells you like grab a hold of him.
Freaking fucking these Kinra. Why do we even have them here with us? What's going on?
Do-
And I'm gonna put
my
some
message
hand
do I
on your
see,
shoulder.
Like, no.
You're reaching the point where you're like, I rode all the way over there, set fire to a bunch of shit,
And these
Right
bastards
on.
still
all the way
alive.
back, and there's nobody here.
I'm gonna draw the sword out and then I'm gonna
Right.
put the other hand on his shoulder and be like, "You stay right here."
Okay. He's gonna take the jar from you. Or did you just pour the whole jar in there?
Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna take the jar from you. He does not. He's not stupid enough to be like.
I believe it.
I rolled for that. But he immediately seems to be like, this is probably poison. And he essentially like tells you he's like you're gonna take us to this cook that gave this to you.
All right. He went off that way.
I let go of the shore, pushing him forward, and be like,
Okay,
"Lead the
and
way."
he's like, well, he's walking. He's expecting like you to lead.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I'm saying no, him. I'm like pushing him off from the hand. I'm like, "Lead the way." And I'm going to be moving my hand to this guy's shoulder as next to me and sliding my blade into him.
Okay.
Trying to be as quiet as I can.
I'll give you a surprise round there. I think.
Okay. Do I get advantage? Does he not see this coming?
Yeah, he's not going to see it coming. His
Okay.
eyes are on the suspicious dog man. I mean, jackals aren't really dogs.
It's fine.
That'll be a 20.
That'll hit him.
And I'm going
He's not
to
armor.
make that a distracting strike.
Hey, are you
I'm just
distracted by this? Pretty
The,
distracted.
the dwarf's like, something feels off.
That is
Rapidash,
11
do you feel
damage?
something off?
How much?
11.
That'll kill him.
Okay, so I'm gonna like slide the blade in and and I'm gonna grab him. And I'm just trying to pull him and
Okay,
like
give me
get him
a
back
stealth
towards that
check
tent.
to try and hide his body without anybody noticing.
Pit?
my stealth check's a 6.
A 6. So it is this like
I mean, my plan was just to like slide him back into the tent he came
right.
out of.
But like you've kind of taken a couple steps away from the tent. So it is this perfectly clean it's like old Aventius would be proud of you the way you grabbed his shoulder and stabbed him in the back.
How the dice have turned.
Yeah,
and you sink the blade and it's like this man is dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you're like you don't necessarily like that feeling of how confident you are that it's just like yep, one and done.
Mm-hmm.
And like but it's like he's dead.
Blood
As you're
spray.
laying him down though, there's an immediate like hey.
But so there's a guy
And
like
it seems like there's enough activity going on that like somebody sort of yelling like he just killed that man gathers a lot of attention very quickly.
This is literally an Assassin's Creed moment where like you try to be stealthy
This-
and the game says fuck you.
Do we tunnel out?
tunnel's
been great.
No, I don't think that's gonna work.
You just do a 5-foot tunnel every 6 seconds and just like you both just go into the ground and it's like
Let's do the Minecraft thing. Dig straight down, put a block over our head, and hope no one drops in here before we can seal the roof above us. I would like to call out because he's like, "Hey, you just killed!"
Yeah.
Some-" like he's like, "Hey, you just killed him! What's going on?" Like yelling something like that, right?
there seems to gather a lot.
I'd
of
like to
attention.
try and yell, "He was pouring poison into the food! We have to check the whole camp for insurgents!"
Give a deception check. Give me an important deception.
Deception.
Can I help him with that, being proficient in deception?
No.
No, because I'm the one saying it. 18?
18. 18 is pretty good.
Pretty good deception.
It's not good enough though.
Well, let's do an insight.
Okay. That's fair. Contest me.
18.
Do we have to re-roll? Or
I mean, quite often in this we reroll, like
if it's a tie on like skill stuff?
yeah,
Or
like
initiatives?
you quite like usually it's like essentially what you're doing is establishing the DC,
Mm-hmm.
but like,
Okay,
I
that's
think it's
fair.
but I also think it's fine to reroll.
You're the boss. You tell me what it is.
I mean,
You still have your inspiration?
Nope.
Nice.
I would have used it on that stealth
I think,
check.
yeah, I think I'm gonna rule this as like what you're doing is establishing the DC,
Okay.
and what they're doing is making an insight check to try and match or beat it, and that's what they've done.
Okay.
So it's essentially a kind of a repeat of the like grab that man, but it's like but now it's being yelled much more forcefully and to a much larger number of people. Like
Just
there-
run,
there's,
man.
there's,
You
there's
guys
this
cannot.
immediate,
You guys
like,
can probably outrun
like
them.
drop
Well,
drop the weapon.
Because he was out of. Does he seem like he knows he's involved in this? Like, is he
It
still close
seems
enough?
like what they noticed was you murdering a man, not necessarily
him.
Not necessarily him.
So if I tumble the body towards him and just book it, then good luck. I guess. I'm gonna just be like, when he's like, still young, I'm just trying to kill him.
Some people are going to chase you,
Okay.
and there will also be like people in your way, and there are going to be ranged attacks and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Just gotta try.
Yep.
We got it. We made
So-
it far.
Let's do. I'll
so-
give you the first 35 feet of movement.
Okay.
But then we're going to do initiative.
Okay.
I think.
I should draw them away from you at
You're
least.
welcome to roll initiative if you want to participate in this. You're also welcome to.
I think you pick up the second sack and you get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Can
I
I
said
roll
that.
initiative to see if I'm part of this?
You can roll me a perception check to see if you notice the chaos.
Let's see if I notice this chaos before we have.
And it is a ways from you, so it's not going to be an easy check necessarily.
That is a 22.
22. There's definitely a bunch of shouting going on down there. At the moment, it's hard to tell whether it's just about the fire, which you can tell it from here is blazing merrily.
I stare proudly at my work.
So you're not going to be able to participate this round.
I will make my way down to
But
help.
you,
Just
yeah, but in a and even once you're like in initiative, you're going to be very separated.
Yeah.
Because he's still like pretty deep in the camp.
Okay.
So did you roll initiative or?
No, we were waiting for me.
the first 35 feet and then
Yep, you'll get the first 35 feet of
decent
movement.
initiative. If only the stealth was good.
That's
It's 18 on my initiative.
the sort of initiative I would expect from
20,
you.
21.
Average.
Yeah,
Average to slightly above.
10. Yeah, it's what I expect.
So are there horses like stampeding through the camp right now?
No, not on this side of the camp,
They're all on the opposite side where they were stationed.
and mostly running out into the desert night and being a huge nuisance.
I think I'm just running then. Like I don't think if I see an opportunity to try and double back or like lose people and hide, I'd love to take it. But I
Okay.
feel like I don't have a horse to try and run and like grab a hold of as it's stampeding through or anything like that. I think it's just running.
Okay. There's going to be a lot of yelling of like grab that elf, and they're yelling descriptions and like just because of the way yelling works, that is traveling through the the camp very quickly, but also a lot of people aren't necessarily reacting quick enough to like.
I'm
try
almost
and get
I'm
yours.
gonna be riding Rapidash down there
Okay.
to just try and get quickly.
It gives you a quick way of getting out of town if you need it.
Yeah.
A very quick way. Room for one
Are you
more.
just picking up?
Yeah, I'm grabbing those
You're
bags.
just waiting for the chaos to die down a little
Right
bit.
now, I'm just gonna
Just act like a servant who's like,
use my initiative to basically like, oh shit, I'm getting out of here.
Give me a deception check.
come on, Bernie, think. Oh.
I don't know, let it just. It was 11. Deception is 15.
Okay. It seems like there's enough going on, and they have a dead man. That they're not taking immediate notice of you.
I have
as you
laundry
just start-
sacks, so I just need to get the hell out of here.
As you just head on out. There will be a one javelin thrown at you and one like arrow shot at you, and somebody's going to get up to you but not make an attack.
Okay. What am I in? Because I'm not in my gear. Determining like how hard it is to hit.
It's going to be the equivalent of, I believe, a chain shirt.
Okay. I think that's gonna be
15?
14.
Yeah, the equivalent of a chain shirt.
Is that 14?
Should
Or-
be. It should.
So I
yeah,
think-
it should. It
And
should
I'm
be
guessing
14
I
plus
don't have a shield.
It's either 14 plus dex or 13.
I definitely would have brought my shield with me because it stands out. So I don't think I have a shield. Unless he stole a shield too.
He would not have stolen shield. Jake Shooter's 13 plus dex.
13. Okay. So I am not as tinky as normal, but that's just fine. It'll be great. It's good.
Okay, we'll start with the javelin.
Okay.
And then we'll do the bow.
Okay.
The javelin is like an 11. The bow is a 10. And there is a soldier who will
like get in the way
kind
or
of
something.
get in the way, but
I'd like to
because
use.
of that won't be able to make an attack.
I'd like to use my action to try and push him,
Sure.
so that I can do a 10-foot shove, so he doesn't get an attack of opportunity on me and
Okay.
keep running.
That's just contested athletics.
Athletics, I think, or you could choose to do
I
acrobatics,
think
maybe.
it's the same either way.
Okay. 14.
The man stands like a rock.
Then I try to push him and I keep
Okay.
running and he'll get
You'll-
an attack
you'll take this
opportunity.
one.
I can't stop and fight everybody who gets in the way.
That is a 20 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
Man, this guy's a good soldier.
He's doing his
A
job.
crit followed by
Admirably.
a 17.
Damn.
3 damage.
Okay. Yeah, I laugh at him.
It's not all that much.
That was from our previous. That was from me falling into the water. I assume I don't have those wounds anymore.
Yeah, well, and I also
So,
used my.
So yeah, then I'm just gonna book it. Keep going.
Okay.
Also,
I guess
time
you're
progress.
you can get fairly close to the edge of the camp. If you want to go any farther, you're gonna have to do a stealth check, and it's gonna be hard on horseback.
Yeah, I probably won't do stealth. How far from the camp would you say I am?
I'd say you're probably 30 feet from the edge of the camp at this point. But you're getting to the point where if you go any farther, like,
You'll be
someone's
obvious.
going to notice you.
Give me a second.
Even 30 feet's probably pushing it, but
Hmm.
in the darkness.
As soon
I
as
am,
they see him, they're like, God damn, that guy.
I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on like one of the nearby tents that I'm not that I'll
Okay.
ride past.
Okay.
Just give me another.
How close to me is?
Just give me another percentile to see how well the line catches.
A 4.
4.
Actually, would that count? That's a 0 4.
Yeah, it
If
kind
you had
of
gotten a 0 instead of the 4 in that, that's 100.
it kind of chars up one of the tents, but it doesn't immediately catch it on fire.
Okay, so nobody's noticed it. Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of just hang along the outskirts here.
Okay.
Like
I assume still running through here. I don't see him yet.
No,
I'm just
you are still firmly
trying to
in
make
the
it.
camp.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the same thing. Gonna be a couple of ranged attacks,
Okay.
and a soldier's gonna try and get in the way.
Okay.
It's not gonna be the same guy because
He can't catch up to me because if he does his 30-foot movement, I'm still 5 ahead, unless he's got a reach weapon. 'Cause I'm a
No,
little
but
faster.
but you used your action to try and shove him.
But I'm 5 foot further, so like for him to get next to me, if we were already next to each other and I move 35, he moves 30, can he still make an attack?
He made an attack of opportunity against you when you ran away from him, so he can't make an attack.
Oh,
but
but he's
can
gonna
impose
dash,
himself.
like he can get up and get close. Yeah, I see what
Yeah.
you're saying.
So in that case, there will be 2 soldiers
But
adjacent.
okay,
There will be because the one behind you, the man who stood like the Rock of Gibraltar, can catch up to you, and there will be another one.
okay.
That's a 14.
Nope.
On
Just
the
misses. Just misses. Still pretty dexterous, at least.
6.
Man, these guys suck at ranged
Okay.
attacks.
And then
Fucking-
and then a couple of people will.
they're gonna get close. I'm gonna use my action to shove not Rocket Gibraltar guy, although he's gonna fucking stab me for 3 damage again. So I'm gonna try and shove the other guy who got
The
next
other
to
guy.
me, so that he doesn't get the attack of opportunity. That's a 19.
That'll move him.
Okay, so I'm gonna push him out of the way,
Okay.
and I'm still running. So one opportunity attack.
19.
19 hits.
This guy's aiming for a promotion.
This guy- it's fucking
That's 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay.
I don't think it's possible for these guys to trigger massive damage on you
Unless they
crit.
crit. And with that, I'm 9 down.
I'm also
I mean,
gonna
max
say
I could
that
do is 12.
I
I don't
took
think it's
that
worth saving.
poison
I'm gonna
container.
bonus action second wind here.
Okay.
just so to try and keep
Totally
myself
get it.
topped off. And I did max, so I'm back to full.
Hot damn.
I should have saved it if I was going to roll that, because I could have gotten 3 more hit points. But that's fine. No, 2 more hit points, but it's fine. No. Anyway, running.
Okay.
Running. And you know what? How close to the edge of camp do I think I am? Like,
It's hard to.
foot-wise?
You're in a sea of tents.
Okay.
You're pretty sure you're running in the right direction, but it's hard to tell how far the edge.
Do I feel like if I covered more ground this round, that there'd be like, there wouldn't necessarily be these ranged attacks, like people getting up next to me if I doubled my movement here?
You think you might be able to kind of keep people from getting in your way a little bit?
Okay.
You don't know about the ranged attacks.
Okay. Then I'm going to action surge dash so that I can get away from the close people that are
Okay.
trying to grab and get close and try. Because these ranged guys haven't done well so far and try and get ahead. I'm going to use my action surge to get out of there.
Start seeing Hercules just fucking.
I was like, shove this guy, get like, I'm like, and I just like do an all-out sprint to try and burn some distance between me and
He's a
them.
fast man.
fast
He's a
dude.
very
Also, you
fast
remember how
man.
you said I don't want to do what I did last time?
I did exactly what I did last time.
This is exactly.
Except these guys have ranged attacks and then get tired after 100, 200 yards. Yeah, I'm just trying to burn out and get away, especially from Promotion Hunter over there. That dude's no fucking joke.
Anybody else trying anything for on your turns?
I'll try once again cast Shaker Flame on the tents.
Yeah, just give me
I'm just
Percentile.
gonna try
good
and
percentile.
get as far as I can to get out.
That is a 94.
Okay, that tent goes up in flames.
This was the oil tent.
You see a glow off in the distance at you.
Insurgency! I'm running that direction.
You are the camp's in a panic. There's yelling about fire. There's yelling about saboteurs. There's yelling about assassins. There's yelling about approaching armies. It's just like nobody.
all gone to
Yeah, no,
Approaching armies, it's just
An
the
elf
three
killed a
fuckwits.
soldier. An army's attacking the camp. Everyone. To arms.
It's everybody is to arms. Everybody seems to be strapping on armor. Everybody seems to be like trying to contain the
God,
chaos.
you stopped them from having cavalry, so we have a chance
Oh shit! I
to
didn't
get on a
even
horse
think
and run the fuck
Um,
away.
But nobody's really taking all that much notice of you. So
Some random kid who's just like,
Right.
I'm just a delivery guy. Sorry, excuse me.
trying to get
I'm
out of here.
Fuck
Go,
this
go.
place.
You're just working your way generally towards the outskirts of the camp. So I guess there'll be one more bow attack and one more javelin attack at you. But you are
Hauling ass.
nobody's really all that capable of getting in your way at this point.
My hope is that I'm running faster than the word of mouth right now, so that the people I'm running past are like, "Hey, not get him," you
You
know.
don't even notice whether or not a javelin was just thrown at you.
I mean, in his defense, I covered a lot of distance.
Dude
you know, that's a
spikes
lot
the
of
ground.
that's a lot of range with the javelin.
You don't notice whether or not a bow was shot at you.
Covered a lot of distance. You know, there's a lot of tents.
Dude
some
spikes the dude in the foot
serpentine
with the bow. The bow shoots the ground.
Oh gosh.
There it is.
Anyone gets in my way, just drop the head and scoop them out of the way.
You are going to be able to get like the last sort of hurdle, and the last sort of soldiers that are going to have an opportunity to like make an attack at you are the soldiers on patrol at the edge of the camp.
Okay.
Do I notice them?
You've noticed them around,
Okay.
but they're like some of them are like, and some of them seem to have noticed a mysterious rider riding off into the desert after setting fire to a tent. And
I'll also I'll make a backtrack for him.
right, and it's kind of the same thing where it's like people are yelling at you to stop, but they don't really have a way of getting you to do that.
Yeah. I'd like to see them fucking try.
So you're gonna have to get past 2 more soldiers at the edge of the camp.
Okay.
But those beyond them, you can see open desert.
Okay. And I don't feel like there's people super close behind me.
There's definitely people chasing you. It doesn't seem like they're close.
Okay.
At least not like they might be a round or 2 behind you, but they're not like they're not breathing on the
One
back
of
of your neck.
those left. I'm faster than these boys. I mean, they can dash, but I don't think I have enough time to kill 2 people. And I think if I can get to the horse, that's my best bet. Reaction surge to not get got by the last guys when I don't have it to get these guys. I think my best bet's to probably at least kill one of them this first round, since I'm going to be running up to them anyways. I'm not going to dash. I'm just going to run up and I'm going to attack one of the two.
Would I notice this, or am I going to have to like?
You'll see him like rushing. You're coming down after the soldiers.
That's a miss. 7.
Now miss.
Okay. That's it.
They're at the bottom of the initiative order. So.
Yeah.
So, how far am I from those two?
50 feet, 60 feet, somewhere there.
Okay, so that's out of the question.
I mean, you are
can
on
move
an
up.
extremely fast horse.
You can move up
Yeah.
to them. You can move up. Please.
Give me a second.
Long live the dwarf, he says. He rides off.
Long live the dwarf.
Leaves you to fight a bunch of soldiers on your own.
It's too
I'm gonna use one of my spell slots, cast guiding bolt.
Okay.
On one of them. Probably the one he's attacking to clear him a lane.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, crit fail. Do I hit
Swear to
him?
God, if you give them advantage on me, you son of a bitch.
I'm trying to help.
We'll see. There's a chance. There's a chance.
Roll another d20.
Oh, it's an attack roll on me.
It is an attack roll.
Fucking fuck up again. Okay, do that.
I rolled a.
It's an 8.
It's a 6,
Okay,
so it's a 12.
that misses me.
It misses you. Not on my by
Not
all
much.
but it misses you.
but now they're probably aware of somebody from
Yes.
behind.
I didn't notice his horse at first, and like a bolt of energy goes above me, and I'm like, and then I see him, and I'm like, careful, Wolf! They have a wizard somewhere.
He's wholeheartedly convinced that they're like, there's a magic guy somewhere.
Help me deal with these two, and keep an eye out for the wizard.
Okay. I assume, Brandon, you just figure out your way out of camp.
Yep.
Man, crazy, right, guys? I'm just delivering these packages, these sacks.
It's weird that I got here at nighttime, right?
You've never seen
You wouldn't
me
believe the traffic. So fast it pushed up the road and blew up a bridge.
Man,
I do not get paid enough for this.
I do not get paid enough for this shit. Then is it them?
it's
after
them
that?
because he's still going.
And they're both going to attack you.
Of
because
course
you're
they
the
are.
close one.
Yep, I am. That I am.
Does a 22 hit you?
A 22, why that does hit me. In fact, that does.
Stabbing at you with a spur for 2 damage.
Ooh, perfect.
Okay, now the other one.
Wunderbar. That does not trigger massive damage.
How about 21 to hit?
21 also hits. Ow. Ow.
For 2 damage.
Hey! Still no massive damage. These guys are jokesters. You're within eye shot of him. How far away from me is he?
About 60 feet, you
Yeah.
said?
So you did not move any closer. 60 feet?
Yeah. I can get at least 20 feet off on horseback because my riding horse goes about 40.
I'm gonna swing.
Or actually,
The
I don't know.
riding horse.
I can probably get to you in one
You're
room.
riding an extremely fast.
It's a
horse.
70-speed horse.
You can.
I can make that ground up, no
Yeah,
problem.
you
I'm gonna
can
swing
cross
at one of these guys. I'm gonna just fucking stab me for 2 damage. Oh wait, that's both of them. Another 7.
Miss.
And then I'm gonna like
Just fuck it.
and
Yeah.
you're gonna act before they do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna wait for him to ride up.
I'm gonna-
Because if I break, I'm gonna break from them. I'm gonna give them both another opportunity attack so that he can ride up to me before that, so he doesn't have to ride away from them swinging at him. Ideally,
Yeah, you really want to protect that fancy horse.
and I
Yeah.
want to protect our means of escaping. Yes.
That one
Okay.
miss.
Okay.
15.
15 just hits.
So you think these guys are gonna follow you to the end of time?
Well, they're on foot, and we're on the fastest horse I've ever seen.
That's 5 damage.
Okay. I take 5 damage.
So, as I meet up with him, how far am I from them at this point?
I mean, he
35
can move
feet.
35 feet, so you'll be 35 feet away from them because you can just get to him with 25 feet.
Dang.
Is he able to like use his action to like grab a hold of
Sure.
me to help? I'll just like kind of hop on the side of the saddle and help pull myself
How
up
far
next
away
time.
am I from the edge of camp?
You're getting to the edge of town.
Yeah, I'll do it.
It's not
What?
right where this fighting took place.
What
It's
I was
kinda
going to
farther
do is
down.
like I was going to pull up
These are getting heavy.
I was going to pull
One
up.
of them is a fucking trunk. That's just got
I'm a weak boy.
poor Julius.
My plan was I was going to pull up, cast a spell to like stop him. You get on the horse and then we just go. Get the
I
fuck
think
out
if
of
you
Dodge.
just help pull me up and we ride, they can't catch us.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that.
Yeah, because I mean,
We don't
'cause
need
you
to
can
kill
get-
these guys.
You can get to him with 25 feet of movement,
That
which
leaves.
leaves 45
45?
feet of movement.
And I already took 35 away from them, so
yeah, they
that's more than they
they
can cover.
can't.
it's like
um,
80 feet they'd have to cover.
They can't close that gap.
They can't even dash to do that.
Okay, all right. I'll pick him up and then we'll
Okay.
ride.
That won't stop them. They'll chase you a few feet out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's quickly apparent that like they have no hope of catching that horse.
Onward, Rapidash.
Okay. You don't know how long it'll be before they manage to catch some of the cavalry horses.
So we didn't talk about a meetup.
Well, we were going to meet back up when we were talking to him, we talked about meeting back up where we were overlooking the camp.
Ah.
But
What I think the plan might be is
well, we don't know
where he is.
yeah.
Last you heard, that was the meeting point.
All right.
I think we ride over near there and wait for him until we can't.
You're gonna be like,
Okay, they are going to start sending patrols out into the desert,
Okay.
essentially immediately. So you're going to have to give me a stealth check
okay,
once you're out of the camp.
okay. Give it a roll that or Wednesday.
Roll it.
Once we get there, I am strapping my gear back on in case they catch up to us.
21. It's just like oh, patrol coming, like duck down, keep going. Like you're just like you are dodging patrols. Like
Fuck.
it's starting to reach a point where you're like, maybe I should have been an assassin
I should have been
or
a
a
criminal.
or a famous thief.
Yeah.
Banditry was the real trade I should have gone for. The holy life is not for me.
Look at me. I'm so naturally suited for it. And you guys are gonna have to give me stealth checks if you want to try and keep your little meeting place.
18 for me?
Oh fuck, that's a niner for me.
Niner.
What yeah, I already rolled.
It's essentially kind of what it is like, as you guys are kind of keeping watch and as the minutes are ticking by, one of the times that you kind of come up to like, sort of the crest of one of the dunes to like,
to see.
to see if like Azim's anywhere nearby, one of these patrols of like 4 soldiers spots you.
At that point, I get on Rapidash and I look at you and be like, "I'll meet you at the city," and I take off.
Okay. I'll stay tucked behind this dune and let him run.
So I'll lead the patrol away
Okay.
from.
You
the
are
main spot.
you are passed by soldiers who seem to mostly be following his tracks
Okay.
to make sure that like he's actually leaving.
They on horse.
They're on foot. You don't know, but like there will be cavalry coming after you sooner or later.
I mean, our hiding place also has our wagon.
Yeah,
And my
hence
horses.
why I took off because.
Yeah,
it-
but it's harder to hide that. Did they seem pretty gung ho on chasing him?
They're chasing the person that they saw. Yeah.
Okay. I think best that after you go, I am going to get the horse with no name unhooked from
Okay.
the wagon. The other horse with the wagon that just has empty barrels in it at this point, I'm going
That'll be
to
mine.
slap on the ass and have him kind of slowly trundle away in a different direction.
Is that my horse?
No, your horses was separate. You guys were riding your horses, and then we had a random horse with my horse with no name
For
pulling
the
wagon.
carriage.
Didn't we?
Oh.
I
Or did
think
we
so.
use your horse? I don't know. We never said we used your
Yeah.
horse. And
I
then I,
don't
was just
think
going
we
to keep my horse and his horse because I don't think the wagon's going to
As
do
much
us
as
any
I like
good.
the idea of you just
Slapping
slapping his
his
horse
horse.
on the ass, sending it out into the.
So that I can be like ready to go with our horses whenever he's
Okay.
nearby.
He will. You seem to wait uncomfortably long before he shows up, but he does show up.
I
killed the
yeah,
city.
I'm gonna make a beeline for the city because that's
The city that's
under siege.
The city that's under siege?
Or how far are we out from?
the city that's under siege is surrounded by.
Yeah, you'd have to
the
ride
enemy
back
camp.
to the camp.
Oh,
You said we'd meet at the city, right?
Yeah.
So I assumed you meant back at the capital. Like, weeks up north.
Weeks east.
East.
I don't know. I said meet you at the city. I'm assuming, like...
That's what I assumed. You go where you're going. We can't make it to the city under siege, so...
Also, traveling through the desert now is a lot easier. I'm like, no difficult terrain.
Was there a city close by that we came
There would
from?
be cities close by, but like...
Was there one that we came from specifically that got
There's
us?
not any cities.
Not
There's
necessarily.
little
Like the
Or was there a village somewhere?
Yeah, the last,
Somewhere specific that we could just
the
be like...
last check.
You said let's meet at the city, so you go where you think that is, and I'll go where I think that is.
We have split the party!
and told a better story because of it.
Exactly.
I highly recommend the video about splitting the party.
Do it.
It's fun.
When he eventually crests the hill, I'm going to be on my horse, holding the reins of his, with a blade in hand, and be like, fuck, you can't go. Get on, we gotta go.
Pretty sure they're not following me.
Oh, they're all over. Get on your horse.
Okay.
They're not following you. They're following me. Oh, that last spear wound got me good. Ugh. We gotta ride.
I can't.
Did you
help
get my burlap sack?
Yeah, got both.
There's something good in here. I can feel it.
I'll ride to whatever village south, like wherever closest direction we came from. I'll ride till I run into a village there.
Yeah, I mean, you guys did like drop off the documents you took off.
Okay, where we dropped off the documents, that's the city I'm going to.
Okay.
I mean, we'll probably have to ride through that city, but I'm assuming we're meeting back at the capital and trying to make it back there.
Could ride through that village. Like, you could follow roads and ride through that village, or you could cut cross country and head straight back in the direction of the capital.
I mean, time is of the essence. Hi, soon. I tell you, he said we'd meet back at the city. We gotta get to the capital. We'll meet him. We'll meet Wolf there.
It sounds pretty easy.
I'm gonna be literally the Aragorn showing up like at Helm's Deep, like on my own.
But it's the throwing open the door, except you don't see anybody. And
And it pans down, and he stumbles in drunk because he's been doing 4 gallons of beer a day.
Oh yeah, he still has the shit.
sunburned and drunk.
Oh, can I say that I strapped the stone line to the back of my horse
Sure.
and didn't send it off?
That's totally fine.
Okay,
You can
good.
take the stone line out of the way.
I need my stone line still.
I think that's a pretty good place to end it for now.
Oh, shit. I need to write down chest of really good stuff.
I'll just remember important documents.
Well, that blew up in our faces, but somehow I survived. They didn't even get me below half
I
tank.
think that went really well, guys.
Until it really didn't. Man, I assassinated the fuck out of that dude, and then some dude saw me do it, and it was like, guess I'll die.
Guess I'll die.
Oh, damn. Damn.
I just love that imagery. Well, I like the idea of like the camera looks left and right, like wondering
Where the fuck were you?
I waited that time for 4 days.
maybe 3.
I thought you died.
I've been there for years. It's been like 2 weeks, too. Yeah.
4 gallons of beer will do that. A day.
Good.
That's more minimal.
How quickly could I make it back to the capital on Rapidash?
A little faster than we make it.
It's
but
still
we're waiting
it's still gonna be you'd cut a couple of days off that travel time for sure.
Because I don't have to wait for anybody.
He's almost like a day. Well, they did.
Yeah, they died.
Yeah, there's you.
Well, where do I go? Bring me back to the capital.
You say closely inspect those empty barrels. One of them will have very slight poison residue at the bottom. It'll be like, how many barrels of poison did they use? Oh, everything's poison. We have to trash it off.
It's going to be extremely suspicious when they find a wagon full of empty barrels.
Can I roll a percentile to see How much of the cavalry was lost?
No. I mean, their horses are scattered far and wide. They'll be able to collect them, but it's going to take
They're
a
like,
while.
wait, I hear movement, and it's another one of our horses all the way out here.
Yeah, they're going to be like, we found horse tracks again. We think it's one of ours, though, and not one of the saboteurs. We
No one
can't
was
tell
on
at
it,
this
so.
I thought we could get to the city under siege. That's what I meant.
Well, nope. You said that, and you're like, oh, God damn it, I said that, but no, he'll know. It's the next village. That's what we'll do. That's the logical conclusion. We gotta make it to the capital.
Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. That was a blast.
That was a good session. Come, horse with no name. Show us the meaning of haste.
If
On
you're
the seventh
interested
day,
in-
look to the east.
There'll be a drunk dwarf on a really, really fast horse.
Just need to learn to wrap that thing around and hold on.
Well, no, it's your horse. So
Yeah.
it's your horse. Of course. Show us the meaning of haste.
Yeah.
Well, of course I'll show you the meaning. Please do. I'm sorry.
If you're interested in this kind of thing, we've got a lot of very similar content across a whole variety of systems. We have fun here. That's all we really want to do. It's an excuse to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
As well as just, reviews and one-shots and all sorts of stuff.
We got it.
Jerry's currently running a Star Wars Republic Commando.
Oh no, I'm dying.
campaign.
Did you have any of the stew?
Don't
Yeah,
have
some
some.
Republican.
Which has been a lot of fun.
Oh,
That is
shit.
another cast of just
Characters.
real cast characters.
I'm playing Tercius, but that's one.
So once again, thank you everybody so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Oh, God.